Hello, um, Harry here. Beautiful Singer Model 66 right in front of you. I just got this yesterday. Um, this was somebody's great grandmother sewing machine. I got it for about $80 here in Maryland, and now I'm in the process of taking it apart and cleaning her up. After all that's done, I'm going to oil her, rewire the motor, and give it to my wife. It's a really nice machine. It's in nice condition. Finish has a few little scratches here and there, but they are on the surface. So I think it's going to clean up quite nicely. And I'm gonna polish these pieces up. I've never polished any of these before, so I'm just going to try some polishing compound and see what kind of results I get. For the most part, it looks like the machine has seen very little use, but it's kind of dry and cakey in here. This thing is going to need to be replaced. I believe that those are very cheap. Take all these apart. And clean her up. I don't know how to remove this thing, so that's going to stay. I wish I could take it off, because if I could, then when I go to buff these out with a little buffer, the little buffers are about that big, I could get around that top a little easier if that thing wasn't on the way. But love that decal. And so those are the guts of the thing. This is it's not a rotary hook, it's the oscillating hook, and very simple, very well made machine. Now, I've heard of people on YouTube and on eBay calling these things industrial machines, and I really don't understand why they do that, because if you look at the manuals that come with these things, it says right on the manuals that these things are for household use. An industrial machine is a completely different animal that is capable of running 24 hours a day, 3 shifts. And so these things are not industrial. They may have enough power to go through 3, 4, 6, 7 layers of different materials, but that doesn't make them industrial. Anyway, I'll clean her up, and I'll show you that next. All right, my plan at the moment is to clean these up as best as I can without doing a complete disassembly, because I don't want to fool with the timing. And since I've never taken one of these completely apart before, I'm going to see about doing the best cleaning I can do without taking it fully apart. What I just put on is it's paint thinner, and it will soften all the stuff that has dried out in there, including that old oil that turns into like a varnish. This will soften it right up. If you scrub it with a brush, it cleans up even better. After I'm happy with with the little scrubbing, I will take some compressed air and blow the crap out of it. I remember reading in a manual from an old Singer that I have, another old Singer that I have, where they recommend using kerosene to do what I'm doing, but I don't have any kerosene, so paint thinner will work just as well. I believe that if you take this thing out and do a better job in cleaning it and polishing it, but I don't want to fool around with the timing, so that can stay. Well, again, a little steel wool to scrub that. Stuff is coming right off. This looks a little rusty. Beautiful. That's old oil, that yellowy stuff that you see there. Yeah.
Y le hace la limpias todo.
Mm-hmm. So, take a close look at it now. You can see that the the oil that had become a layer of like shellac or varnish, I like to call it. It's coming off, and now starting to look nice and clean over here. These two shafts, I guess you call them. I don't know. Anyway, you just grow that as good as you can. Try not to scratch the finish, the black finish. In the meantime, the inside is soaking with that paint thinner that I put in there. I don't know how to remove these. I don't want to get into taking some of these things out because I don't want to have any trouble with it, putting it together. I just want to see what happens. A little cleaning, a little oiling, and see how she runs. This lady used to sell candlelight. There's some old candle wax here. The motor for this thing needs a new lead wire. And I think that's it. It doesn't need anything else. Oh, I'm gonna need to order a few bobbins because I didn't get any with the chain. And this stuff is really, I don't want to go off with the paint thinner. And sometimes, amazingly enough, water will dissolve some of these stains. So after I do this, I'm gonna go get a spritzer and put a little bit of water on a paper towel and see if I can remove the rest of the stuff off. Okay, here she is after a little bit of polishing. That is all she really needed. Did this rather quickly because I had to make a delivery, but later on I'm going to put a little more polish on her and buff her up. As you can see, it's not too bad. Then after this, a lot of nicotine came off of the thing, plus some, who knows what kind of dirt was in there, but anyway, I'm gonna polish all of this other stuff now, put it together and wait for the bobbins to come in. I'm going to do the wiring and oil her up, fire her up, and see how she works. Take a look at how this aged cover has collected dirt and grime. I'm gonna polish it up and then I'll show you what it looks like after it's polished. And here it is now after a little bit of cleaning with water, some steel wool, and then polishing compound. That's all it needed. Looks really nice now. I'm gonna put it back on. So after a little bit of cleaning with just plain water on the stuff that wouldn't come off with paint thinner, and a little polishing with this stuff here, she looks very nice. Okay, here she is, all cleaned up. And so she looks like. Very nice. A little drop of oil in every joint that moves. And sounds pretty good. I can't wait to get the motor working and get her running. Put some grease, I think, in there somewhere. I'm gonna open it up and find out what's making that ticking noise. As soon as I get my bobbins, I'm gonna thread her up and let's see how she does. I got a feeling it's gonna be just fine. So there you have it. The only thing I notice is that this thing is not opening up when I turn the wheel, and I'm not sure. It's supposed to open up just a little bit to let the thread go through, but I'm gonna open this side up and find out why that is not working. If anybody has any tips, please let me know. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it. This was quite dirty when I got it, but look at her now. She's ready to go back into action, and I'm sure that my wife is gonna love it. By the way, most of the stuff that came off from the finish was looked to me like nicotine. I think the lady must have smoked cigars or something, because it was really, really yellow when I went to wash it with the turpentine, that paint in there. But anyway, there it is. Very, very nice machine. I also got the cabinet that came with it, the original cabinet. It's made of walnut. I'm going to refinish that because that's what we do here, furniture refinishing. But this machine business has become a hobby with me, and it's quite enjoyable to clean these things up and then oil them up and get them going again. Thank you guys. This is to be continued. Please, again, if you have any suggestions as to how to solve this thing here that it should open up as you go to stitch fabric, I would appreciate that very much. Thank you. So long.